ready? Here we go.
Drop?
Coming to the stage.
Shit on.
Esports Gamer of the Year. NLP. That shit's legendary. Ain't gonna lie. Hold on. Bring it back one more time. NLP. Do the drum rolls.
What's going on, guys? Hope y'all doing good. This is my second video following up to the first video of just improvement videos. It hasn't been an everyday thing, but I have been improving every day, so I thought it would be good to give y'all like a update, and I'm gonna try to update y'all more week by week. So what I've been doing is really trying to build up on my consistency towards doing just aiming in general and playing. So I've been trying to play at least a minimum of an hour or two, bare minimum, and aim training at least for 30 to 45 minutes a day. A lot of the times, either I just hit that bare minimum or I'll get well above that time, which is always good to get more time in. So I just try to get the bare minimum. That's the most important part, is keeping that consistency. What I've been doing is just been aim training on Kovaaks. So I have a playlist I always play, and then I have a playlist that I play depending on how I'm feeling and what my weakness is. For this week, my weakness, well, let me play like this. These past couple weeks, what I've been focusing on is my smoothness and reactivity. So with smoothness, I just try to relax and try to be a lazy aimer. I've had a couple coaching sessions over the past month with Wraith Crew, and this has been something that's been very stressed out, is to just relax and practice a lot and just keep it in mind that I need to be smooth as possible. And reactivity just comes with practice. That's the main two things I've taken away from that, overall. Of course, there's been a lot more things talked about, but those are those are the main two things I've been working on. First week or two, kind of felt like I felt no progress, but I just kept at it. This last week though, I've really seen improvement in my aim. I'm gonna get some gameplay after this little intro and my aim training session, and I'm gonna just show y'all how my aim has been. Hopefully, for the people who don't tap into my streams, y'all will be able to see the progress. For the people that tap into my streams, y'all are gonna see some good progress. Y'all are just gonna be like, oh, I saw him do this the other day. But yeah, the main focus of this video is just to mark my progress. It's like a note in my journal. I think that's how I'm gonna keep it going forward. So this videos like this might not drop every other day. It might not drop every week, but it'll be at least in a 1 or 2 week interval, if that makes sense. And how Kovaaks has been going, it's been going good. The past couple streams I've done, I've kind of warmed up off stream and then played. So if you haven't seen me play Kovaaks, that's kind of why. I play Kovaaks every day, don't get me wrong, but sometimes I don't stream it. If I don't stream, just know I'm gaming. That's very it's obvious to me, but some people might think no stream, no game, So what I've been doing for the past 2 weeks, going on 2 weeks now, is doing revolving tracking. I'll do that a couple times, and then I'll do my playlist that Wraith Crew made. Where's it? Here it is. I'll do this playlist, and it has a lot of things to have to do with just whether it be reactivity, target switching, smoothness, even dynamic clicking. It has a little bit of everything, honestly. I think it's very, very, very good, and it's a good warm-up. It's a great warm-up, actually. So I'll do that, and then I'll run whatever playlist I feel. Most of the time, I just run this playlist right here. It's like a smoothness playlist. I'll run this once or twice, or I'll run it maybe twice after I play Apex, or just once before I get on Apex, depending on how I feel. And if I have time to aim train after Apex, most of the time I either do this one right here, have reactivity, smoothing, all of that good stuff. It covers everything basically. I'll do that, or I go in Kovaaks Plus. Speaking of which, I had a stream the other week where I was doing a lot of aim training. Shout out to my guy Sly. he helped me out getting like master on the Kovaaks benchmark. Shout out to bro. He was giving me like a lot of advice while I was doing scenarios, which really helped out. It made me realize that a lot of these scenarios just come down to knowing how to play it. Like if you got good aim, your scores will be better if you just know how to play the scenario. So that was a good thing. Had a lot of good scores. Like as you could tell, let me try to find a good one. I had scores like coming through here, and then I would play knowing what to do, and they just shoot up right here. So just an example of how knowing what to do really, really helps out. I want to go ahead and say this now. My wrist doesn't feel good today. This gaming session is going to be weird because my wrist feels fatigued. Like, what is this? Come on. Come on now. I'm going to thug it out, though. I'm going to still game and be a good gamer, but my wrist just doesn't feel good right now. Right here, I feel like it's a mental block. Because if I go into the game like, damn, my wrist feels weird, I'm going to be like, damn, my aim feels off. And I'm not going to give myself the ability to, like, still perform well because I'm going to think I'm going to just miss my shots. So I have to get past that mental block and just do what I do. Just still perform. One thing my coach Ray Crew was telling me was to position myself better so that whenever I'm missing shots, I'm not just dead. A lot of times I do things that it's like, yeah, it worked out, but if you would have not been great right there, you probably would have died. And that's why you die like, because the consistency in your actions hasn't met that level that you're trying to do. That's what I got from it, at least, which makes a lot of sense. There's times where I lose fights and I'm like, oh, I should have won that. But it's like 50-50, you know, and it shouldn't be 50-50. It should be like 70-30 or just a winning percentage. But I make it a half and half because I do something that requires me to be like perfect damn near. So I just have to give myself a better advantage. Whether that be actually doing something to give me an advantage or putting my opponent at a disadvantage. So take that as you will. I'm talking about Apex while aim training. That's kind of funny. I got a new high score on my Pasu track. Hey. On 65 CM. I'm gonna screenshot this and send this to bro. I just had to have a conversation with my coach real quick. Had to let them know, like, hey, you are an amazing coach. They had to let that be known. I need to find a friend, an IRL friend though, because I just know people online. I need an IRL friend that aim trains. That'd be crazy because that's probably rare as shit, like to actually think about. Because it's not even a lot of people that aim train in general compared to the general public compared to the majority of gamers. I feel like a small percentage aim trains in the grand scheme of things. It's like a very small number because a lot of people just don't look at aim training or they just don't take the game serious enough to want to aim train. But if I could find a friend IRL and we could just like have a lot of gaming peripherals like mice and mouse pads and random skates and things like that, and we could just swap around every now and then. and just talk about it. Talk about it while grabbing like a slice of pizza or something, bro. That shit would be fire. Now I stay in Atlanta, so if I can't find one person that aim trains on the street, bro, shit, I don't know, bro. This is a little side note too, but I do whenever I hop in Apex. If you notice me watching, I always do like a slide. I always make sure my keyboard is on the right setting since I have a keyboard with a custom profile. I always go here, wall bounce, do a tap shift around the wall bounce, do a little fatigue jump, slide down. Nothing specific. Try to do another fatigue jump right here or something. If not, I will. It's not that important. Just trying to get my timing right. Because I don't like sitting here for 15, 20 minutes and warming up and shooting targets for 5 minutes. That shit really not to play no more. Just kind of get in here, see how I'm feeling, make sure I'm warmed up. My version of warmed up has changed over time, which is kind of weird, I guess. It's not weird, it feels weird, but it makes sense. The more consistent you do something, the less you have to warm up, because it just feels natural. So like I might only be in here for, I'd say not even 10 minutes, maybe 7 at the most, because I'm doing something specific, you know, and it takes 5 minutes to do it. But what I do, what I've been doing for the past week at least, is just strafing around and getting a good feel of how it feels to move my mouse and move my direction key. And you might be like, oh, that's like, you know, basic shit, but it's like to really understand it. Because the issue I had, and I'll probably play an old clip somewhere of me trying to get a clip and like I'm just moving like that. I don't even gotta show a clip because I remember how it feels to aim like that. Like I'd be strafing, I'd be 80 strafing, and like I'm not really moving my mouse, I'm moving my keys. So like it'd be like close to that. Like everybody would be one shot. Like when I think about how I actually move and aim, it goes from that to like a one clip instantly. So it's just like, I don't know. It makes a lot of sense. I just have to lock it in. See, and it's like I haven't even done that today. Like usually I do that for like 5 minutes and then I just play the game. I don't even shoot my gun. I just go like that and try to keep it on the head. And like that, and I do that for like 5 minutes. So I gotta do that. I'll try to do like a super glide or something just to get the timing down. Once I get like a couple in, then it's kind of cool. I get like a couple in, then it's cool. Do that. Do a couple wall bounces. Couple fatigue jumps. I might be over here for like a minute and then just like try to do like a mental jump for a minute or whatever the case may be. Just trying to make sure I got all my timings down. And it's like I don't even gotta hit like a certain one, but I just do it just to get it down. I think the next thing I'm probably gonna start doing is really practicing on like lurches, but at the same time I want to make sure I get my straight fundamentals down, because I don't want to be lurching for no reason. Like I kind of caught myself doing it, and I had to have a conversation, like, you know, like I feel like I'm lurching when I don't need to be lurching. So I just had to kind of reset why I do it. Had to like to think to myself why I'm doing it and whatnot. I got started the basics, you know. Steph Curry didn't start out shooting threes from half court. He started out shooting under the basket. I feel like people really like that's something people have probably heard before, but like they really take it for granted. Like you don't just start out shooting from half court from the volleyball line and shit. Like you didn't shot probably 10 to 15,000 shots just sitting under the basket, just practicing the basics, the bare basics. So it's just something to keep in mind. And I guess that's to say that's why my warm-up routine kind of changed, because I just focus on what really I have to warm up on the most. And that is like something that I just didn't really think about. It's like I do everything. When I got in the training range, I'd shoot, I'd go do all types of movement stuff to make sure I'm good. but I wasn't really focusing on one thing before I got started, or one weak area. Let me put it like that. Always focus on the weak area. Let's see, like low key in my mind, I'm ready to go play right now. Like, I don't even gotta play a game. Like I'll play a game of Control or something just to really shoot my gun and see how, like, get a good reminder of how people are moving, even though they don't move the same. But it just kind of helps out. Like, see, if I'm doing this, I can't. If I sit here and do this for like 10 minutes, I just don't get nothing like done. Like, I've already done this. Like, I'm just doing the same thing every time. I think an important thing to say is that this isn't showing how like my skill is improved, but more so how my consistency has improved. Because I don't have to get on and be in a training range for 10-15 minutes because I play every other day. Because how it used to be a couple months ago, I guess like a month or two ago, it's like I might not play one day, but the next day I play, I'm playing for 7 or 8 hours. Like now it's like either I'm gonna play for 2 hours, or I'm gonna play for 6 or 7 hours, but I'm always gonna play for 2 hours. And that smaller gaming session is always better than not playing at all, because that's just another day of me remembering movements and things I have to do in the game. Like my brain just remembers stuff like that better. I'm doing it every day. For anybody that's like kind of doesn't have at least a warm-up routine when you're playing a game. Now, if you just want to hop on for like an hour and do it and shit, it don't matter. But if you're even thinking about playing for a long time, or just you want to just get better at a game and see some form of improvement, it doesn't have to be crazy improvements where you want to be a pro, but just, just being like the best player at your friend group. I think everybody can relate to that. It's like, if you're hopping on the game with your guys, you want to be the best. Like, nobody's just like, I'd be the worst. I want to get carried. Like, nobody wants to get carried. Come on now. Some people might, and that's just something that I can't help with, but nobody wants to get carried in the game. Nobody wants to bottom frag. Everybody wants to be the top fragger and go to work the next day and be like, oh, I just put the team on my back, and you know what I'm saying? And they can't really say, they can either just laugh about it, or they just be like, yeah, like he's that guy when it comes to that game. So I'll say that to say, at least think about doing a warm-up if you're gonna get on. It don't even gotta be 10 minutes. It don't even gotta be 5 minutes. Just something, whether it be just looking at a target, whether you slide down and you just one clip somebody, you're like, yeah, I'm good. Just something. Try to focus on something that's hard though. So like, I'm worried about doing lurches and I time my shots off of my lurches wrong, then I might sit there and do it for a couple minutes, or just something. It's like walking into the YMCA, and for all my basketball players, we've all done this before. Like walking into the Y or Planet Fitness or wherever you go, and you walk on, and they're like, oh, we gonna pick you up. And it's like, all right, bet. But you don't get a chance to shoot. Your first shot is in the game. Now, how often you're at the gym is gonna determine all that shit. Cause like you might go in that bitch and just go crazy, cause you be in the gym every day. Sometimes you don't need to warm up. You still remember how you shot from yesterday. But if you're somebody who goes to the gym like twice or 3 times a week, or if the last time you went to the gym is like over a week ago, it might be a rough game for you. And from my experience, when I used to play back on campus, it's like some days those courts are filled, so you get picked up and you lose a game and you have to get next, and it's just like 5 teams behind you, and it's just like, bro, you might as well go back to the crib. Like, that's how it felt for me, at least. It's like, damn. So I would at least try to grab a basketball, at least get like a shot in the air. You don't even got to be on the basket, just shot in the air. And then I'm like, all right, I'm good. Or for the game start, I'll try to sneak in a couple shots, because that kind of counteracts like not being as consistent a warm up. I wanted to get a video out about just like my improvement in the game. Probably the bulk of it is gonna be me talking about this right here, about my like just my improvement in general and my approach to warm-ups. and consistency. That's something I've learned. I want to learn that in the real world. I'm not gonna lie. It's like, yeah, everybody says it, but like I want to learn about consistency like I have if it wasn't for this game, or at least trying to take the game seriously. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I will catch y'all later.